Hello, my name is Sung-Ho Hong. I'm a technical marketing engineer from Collaboration Technology Group at Cisco. Today I'm going to introduce Cisco HCS Upgrade Service. Cisco HCS Upgrade Service is a cloud service from Cisco Webex Control Hub. The upgrade service is to provide a consolidated single pane of view of software versions of Cisco UC clusters in Cisco HCS environment. With the upgrade service, you can upgrade software of Cisco UC applications such as Communications Manager, IMM Presence, Unity Connection, or CER. You can also initiate some pre- and post-tracking actions for the upgrade. You can install CAR files, you can reboot or switch versions of your UC application servers. Here is an example of HCS deployment. The HCS partner here has two data centers. In data center 1, on your left-hand side, we have two UC clusters, and also we have SFTP server and also a HTTP proxy server to relay HTTP messages from the data center to the internet. We have the second data center on your right hand side where they have only one UC cluster. Now, as the HCS admin, you can generate and download a small CAR file called agent install file from the Webex Control Hub and install it on your UC clusters. Once this is done, now you can see and manage all your UC clusters through Webex Control Hub. Now then, how do we access the upgrade service? First, you have to have the Webex partner organization, and you have to have the upgrade service feature toggle turned on. This can be done by Cisco TAC. Then, your Webex Control Hub account will have to have one of two privileges, either HCS full admin or read-only HCS admin. Speaking of user privileges, the upgrade service supports the role-based access control known as RBAC. You can be a HCS full admin who has the full access to the upgrade service, or you can be a read-only HCS admin who has view-only access for the upgrade service. Now, there should be someone else in your organization as a partner with the role of partner organization full admin role, and that person needs to assign you one of those HCS roles. The partner org full admin cannot assume the HCS roles, so he cannot access the upgrade service. Now we're going to sign into Control Hub using HCS full admin account. Now under services, you have options for upgrade service. Let's click on inventory. Inventory is where you will find your cluster groups, and within the cluster group, you will find different clusters. Cluster group is to group clusters together so then you can manage or you can assign software profile depending on what you need. And I'm going to talk about software profile later. And if you drill further down to the cluster, you will see what nodes within your cluster are currently running, and their IP addresses and the type of the node and what SFTP server is assigned to that particular node. And within the cluster, you can assign different SFTP server. Also, you can assign which cluster group this particular cluster is belonging to. Let's go back to another cluster group, which is currently says operational. And this cluster group contains two clusters. First cluster is Unified Communications Manager and IMM Presence cluster. And then the other cluster is Unity Connection cluster. And both clusters are assigned to a software profile, which is 12.5 SU1. If you go to Communications Manager and IMMP cluster, then again you see the nodes within the cluster and which SFTP server is assigned to and which cluster group is they they belong to. And you may notice that both nodes says operational. Now let's go back to the first cluster group, which is 11.5. We have 11.5 cluster. And the reason it says upgrade is needed is the software it is currently running does not match with the software profile it is assigned to. So let's say it is, and you can go to Upgrades tab to see what current version of the nodes are running and what software profile, which software profile is assigned to. They are running lower version of 11.5 and upper version or later version of 11.5 software is assigned to. That's why it says upgraded needed. And as an action, you can upgrade, you can run pre-checks, you can switch versions, or you can reboot. Now let's go back to the cluster and let me change this to a different software profile. Now as you can see, this changed to operational. The reason it now says operational is it matches the current versions are matching with software profile it is assigned to. If we change to the later version of software, which means now these two nodes are running lower or earlier version of software, so we can upgrade them to match with a software profile here. So if I go to upgrade, what I can do is go and upgrade. Now it says it's going to upgrade it, and I can specify the email address so that I can get a notification. And if I go next, then I can specify the order of the upgrade. Now then it's going to give me an option for pre-upgrade actions. So either you can select all of them or you can select some of the options. So if I select all of them and go next, and then also it's going to ask you what do you want to do after the upgrade is complete. So we call it post-upgrade actions. So we can select all of them. And then next, as an upgrade, pre-upgrade actions, you can say, okay, start the upgrade automatically, or also after the upgrade, you can say, let's switch the version, or if the switch version is complete, you can tell it to start the post-upgrade. Okay, so I'm not going to start the upgrade. Let's go back to the main menu. So we have looked at what you can do under inventory. There is another option, agent install files. If you remember, you have to create agent install file and upload to the your UC cluster so that UC cluster can be seen and managed and controlled by Upgrade Service. This menu is where you can specify or you can create or generate your agent install file. I have already created one agent install file. So once agent install file is created, you can download it as a COP file and you have to manually install it on your UC clusters. You can add another install file, agent install file, and you can specify file name. And if you have to use HTTP proxy, and then you can specify a single or multiple proxies here. Okay. We have a couple of other configuration menus. First, you can specify SFTP servers. So I have created two SFTP servers because in my earlier introduction, the example HCS environment, there are two data centers and each data center has dedicated SFTP server. So definitely we can support that. So the first SFTP server I created, server SFTP server name and address and the directory. And then second SFTP server I created this way. Now, software profile, you can create multiple software profile. Each software profile, let's take a look at software profile for Communications Manager. I'm in Presence and Unity Connection 11.5. So this software profile is for 11.5 SU1, and you can specify what exactly version of software this software profile specifies. So in this case, you can specify Communications Manager version, I'm in Presence version, and Unity Connection version, and Emergency Responder version. This is for SU1, and I also created software profile for SU2, which has different versions of software for Communications Manager, I'm in Presence, and Unity Connection. I have also created 12.5 software profile where I specified different 12.5 versions of software. So with this different software profile, I can manage my cluster by assigning different software profile. Also, this is a window you can apply a COP file to a single or multiple clusters of your choice. So you specify the name of the COP file and you choose a cluster you want to apply the COP file for, and you just hit apply COP file button, and then that COP file will be applied to the clusters you chose from the SFTP server you assign to those clusters. So this is the end of the Cisco HCS Upgrade Service